Hello, everyone. We are working on wrapping up our presentations on the Teacher's Guide to Trauma. Today, we're going to be going over Chapter 17, Less is More, Speak Less and Mean More, putting value behind our conversations and our words. I am Kaylee Hand, and I am one of the early childhood mental health consultants with the Early Childhood Council of the San Luis Valley. And today I am joined with my colleague, Deb.
Hello, everybody. I'm Deb Benali, and I am also an early childhood mental health consultant for the San Luis Valley. And I'm really looking forward to wrapping up this series so everyone has all 20 chapters at their dispense.
If you use too many words, I will lose or confuse your meaning. And then when I become afraid, I will freeze, flee, or fight. You've may also heard this as fight, flight, or freeze. Those are our trauma responses. And it's kind of interesting to learn that we can have this response from even being afraid of the communication we're receiving.
As we have learned, many children with developmental trauma struggle with language. For students with trauma who do not seem to be listening, cannot remember new material, or follow multi-step directions, consider that they may have unrecognized language development challenges. They may struggle to make sense of the words, the way they process, the way their body takes it in, the way they hear the information, and how they can respond back may all be challenges for them.
They may take time to make meaning of the words. This is called our receptive language. They may also have trouble finding the words they want to say for what they are thinking. This is called expressive language. As you can see, our expressive language is how we use or combine words to share our thoughts, ideas, wants, and needs. And our receptive language is what we understand about what is communicated by others.
These students might need you to repeat things frequently. Think of language development as a room filled with filing cabinets.
As words are learned, they are stored in the correct file with appropriate connections. When a child learns yellow, they connect yellow to the sun. So the word yellow can be found under color, but also sun in their filing cabinet. Later on, the child learns the word raincoat. They may also learn that raincoats can be yellow. This is where connections are made.
When a child communicates with words, which is expressive language, she is accessing her files and can find the words she wants to use when the teacher points out the yellow ball and asks what color it is. All of that is stored in her file cabinet.
Children with trauma may have a room full of half-empty filing cabinets with papers all over the floor or hanging out of drawers. They may not be able to file the word correctly, or they may not be able to find the word when they need it. Imagine this chaos in our mind when these files are not where they're supposed to be, and how that will come out in our behaviors.
As you can imagine, this gets very tiring. So many children with this type of challenge give up. They start shrugging their shoulders in an I don't know gesture when called out of class. It's very difficult for them to organize all the information that they are receiving. And that's why it's important to repeat and repeat with less information, if that makes sense.
Dr. Sadin calls them wait what kids. So you're moving along in your lesson. You have visuals on the board. You might even be modeling a skill. When you check for understanding and send the class off for independent practice, your lion or this child says, wait, what? And it can bring up this internal frustration of wait a minute, you just weren't paying attention. Why weren't you listening? But let's find out a little bit more of what wait, what could mean.
Think about students as dual language learners. You can use this with all of your students with unique learning abilities, whether they have trauma or not. Think about them as though they have been in this country for a month. They are just learning the language, so their vocabulary is limited.
Use very concrete words. Show as much as you say, those board visuals. Constantly check in for understanding. Use all of these strategies for any child who is struggling to understand what the words you say mean. Again, thinking back to they've only been in this country for a month. They're only now learning the vocabulary that you have been sharing.
There are limited occasions and places in the classroom for sarcasm. Keep your humor gentle until you know the child or adult well. And over here are examples of good and bad classroom humor. Relevant to the topic, has an emotional impact, easy to remember, reinforces the lesson, creates a positive atmosphere. Bad classroom humor, irrelevant to the class, targets a person or group, and the teachers are being excessively funny. Remember, these children struggle both with humor and sarcasm.
And that is it for our chapter 17. As always, here is our contact information. Again, today you've had myself, Kaylee Hand, and my colleague, Deb Benali. We also have two other members on our team, Kristen Love and Catherine Trujillo. Here is their contact information as well. We are always open to any feedback or questions that you guys may have. And finally, our reference here is our book. We are so close to being done. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.